Yesterday we started agile, so let's go back and take it from what we have studied so far about agile, and then we will build on that. Okay, then we will build on that thing. So what we have studied so far, agile has four values. Guys, what are the values? Put in the chat box. What are the four values of agile? Please put in the chat box. Usman, you are ready for my message. You already wrote it. Gee, guys, what are the four values? What are the four values? Acha ji. Individual and interaction over processes and tool, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, respond to a change over following a plan, working software over comprehensive documentation. These four values are the heart of agile. Then we discuss 12 principles basis of this agile. Then we discuss progressive elaboration. As we move forward, we plan it into detail. Then we discuss Scrum has 5 events. There were 5 events. What were the 5 events? Put in the chat box. What were the 5 events? Gee, what are the 5 events? Sprint, that is 1 to 4 week duration, normally 2 week. Sprint planning, where we actually plan what we are gonna do. Daily stand up is the progress sharing meeting where we discuss 3 questions: what we have done, what we are going to do, any problem. Sprint review, where sprint review consists of 2 parts: demo, where I show the client, where client get accept or reject, okay, and then grooming, and then sprint retrospective, lesson learned meeting. Then we discuss 3 documents. What were the documents? Artifact means the same thing. What were the 3 documents? Product backlog, sprint backlog, product increment. Product backlog, list of all prioritized user story. Sprint backlog for every sprint. Product increment, when something get accepted, it goes to product increment. Okay. Then we discuss 3 roles. What were the 3 roles? Alishan, type. Gulam Jilani, type. Fran, please. Anjali, Varun did. Kudratullah, and please turn your videos on here. 10 to 12 people turn the video. If you think you are not beautiful, I still believe you are. Please turn your videos. Okay. Product owner, Scrum Master, development team. Product owner is a voice of customer. He defines what is valuable at that time. He tells, okay, do this thing. Okay, do this thing. He's a business analyst. Team, self-organizing, T-type leader, empowered people. They know how to do it. They calculate the effort, right? How much to do it, how it will be done, right? Development team. Scrum Master, servant leader, agile coach, agile leader, guiding them, coaching them how to do that thing, right? Then we discussed story points. What were the story point? Time or effort required to complete a user story. Time or effort required to complete a user story. It's story point, right? Then we discussed in one sprint how many story points you can do. It is called as, what do we call it? A very weak memory. Velocity. Velocity. Okay. Then we discussed burn down chart. We discussed high level. Burn down chart is how much work is remaining. Then, Asad, wait, put in the question chat box for now. How much work is remaining? Burn down chart. Then burn up chart, how much work is done. Each story point is equal to 1 hour. It can be for understanding right now. You can consider it each user story is 1 hour, but each user story, like story point is how much time it will take to complete. It can be 1 hour, it can be more than 1 hour, however you want to correlate it, right? G. Then what else we discuss? We discuss Moscow. It's not Russia capital. It is must have, should have, could have, would likely to have, but not now. There's another prioritization technique. Instead of Moscow, sir, power to call of a sprint and power to call of a sprint review. There is no power in agile. There is no power. There are roles. Okay. Sprint review will happen at the end of the sprint. We make a fixed structure that at the, let's say a sprint is 2 weeks, which means on Friday, let's say 1st of January we started, on 14th of January, we will have a sprint review at evening time. We fix the timing. Scrum Master fix it. Okay. We do it that way. Sprint planning, now next Monday it will happen on Monday, so that the sprint will start from there. Okay. G. 100 instead of, okay, once we are done with the recap, we will discuss the questions. We will discuss the question, Rakesh. Not now, just give me such small time. So just like Moscow, we also have other prioritization technique. One of them is 100 points. If we are unable to agree that this is the most important requirement or not, I give 100 points. It's like $100. If I want to put what is the most valuable thing, I give all of you $100. Wherever you want to put, you can put. So which user story has most points or most dollars, it becomes the most important story. For example, if like yesterday I was having a calculation of business class, like just like to do ROI of things, right? How come airlines earn money from it? I was in a favor that company earns from more from economy class, and my wife was no, they earn more from business and first class. Then we did calculation for Emirates, and she was right actually. So I was saying, okay, so what are the, that's why they decide the priority for them, because they earn money more from them. Less people, more money from them. So how we want to decide value into that? We discussed that thing. 100 points. Burn up, burn down chart. Burn up was how much work is done. Burn down was how much work is remaining. Okay? Clear to everybody? That's we discuss. We will discuss burn up, burn down again one time now. Then there are other information radiators we will discuss. Okay. So whatever the questions you have asked now, we have few points left in Agile. Information radiator, I want to repeat again how to calculate story points. I just want to go quickly there. But whatever I just covered in the last 10 minutes, if you know that, that's enough for exam. Remaining thing, as you do question answers, you will learn. Yes, Ankit, we will discuss that. Information radiators. Guys, I can give you the entire Agile. I remember it. I teach also ACP, but that's not what we will do. Okay? If you have a racehorse, you don't give it all the food on one time. One is greater than zero, right? There are some things I am skipping myself because I want to do RCA, and as we move forward, we will cover those things, right? Because if we cover every single thing, if we do every single thing, you will not remember. Again, this is not a training program. Because if it was just training, it would be easy for me. Give you all thing, you give 5 rating, you cover all the slides, and that's it. At the end of the day, I don't care. I want you to clear the PMP. Okay? So there will be few things I'm skipping myself, like we don't discuss technical depth, we don't discuss XP, we don't discuss LSS, that things of those nature. As you do question side, you will ask, then I will explain. Okay? As you do question, we will ask and then I will explain. Acha ji, this Rakesh had a question. Rakesh, didn't you put this question in the group?
Yeah, actually, Ankit put that, and even I had the same doubt, like, which one will be the right answer.
Okay.
So, yeah, we have in that WhatsApp group also.
What's the problem here?
So, that agile coach, we
Hmm.
had confusion regarding,
Agile
what is
coach
the
is
right answer for
Agile
this
coach is
one.
Scrum Master.
Yeah,
Agile coach is Scrum Master. So During a retrospective, the member of the agile team mentioned that agile coach action during the last iteration did not align with the to whom. Okay, the question is a negative question here, that you did something and that is bad, right? Which thing,
Yeah.
which you think you did that you should not do. Okay, as an agile coach assigned user stories. He cannot assign user story. Team members choose the user story themselves. They are empowered and accountable people. The agile coach encourage the team. No, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Agile coach display the project. That is the information needed. That's a good thing. The agile coach ensure the product increase throughout the. That's a good thing. A would be the wrong answer. So it's a negative question where we want to see what he did wrong.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
got
why
it.
slow down, read the question. It was a negative question, twisted, and you got twisted.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ankit, clear? Ankit, I'm looking at your face. You can even say that or no. Okay, clear. Good. Ji Asad, your question is done. You raise your hand in between.
Yes, it's done, sir. I just wanted to ask because there was a question where we needed to calculate the story points completed. So I was wondering, it needed some calculations, and I was wondering, should I calculate based on hours or minutes?
No, don't hours, not whatever we have done, we will do it accordingly. Bring next time. Always, first of all, guys, put the question in the group. As I said, Hassan Trimzi is better in agile than me. I was Hassan. You were not here yesterday. I started the class with this thing that he's a civil engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I would say he's one of the best in the world on agile right now. How study it, repetition, repetition, repetition. You can do that, and there is no problem into that. But where we were, where we will be, it's entirely different. So Said asks LSS. LSS or SOS is basically large scale scrum or scrum of scrum. This when we are doing this daily stand up, we want to have agile team less than 12 team members. 12 team members. If we have a big like program level, it will be scrum of scrum. If we have a portfolio level, it will be large scale scrum. Okay, XP I'll come to the sometime later. Okay, I was confused, but I was coming from burn down now. Now, in daily stand up, yeah, we'll cover that. Yeah, so by the way, Rakesh, this tells me you haven't done stakeholder communication questions. You are asking question from Agile. This means you haven't done those. It's okay, but there's another way to look into that. Okay, so information radiators. One of the most important thing, and it is practically impossible you will not get question in the exam from it from one way or another. It is that important. That's why yesterday I just quickly gave it and I put it here on day so that you can understand with a fresh brain. Information radiators. Do you have a traffic signal at your country? Put in the chat box yes or no. Okay. What does green signal mean and what does red signal means? And don't be try to funny. Answer right. Green mean go, red means stop. Okay. How it is the same meaning everywhere? Okay. Let's say on you are going on a main road. There's 50 written on right side on a red column. What does that 50 mean? That is the speed limit, right? Why? What is happening here? What is this? This is information radiator. But I'm putting in no negativity allowed. These are reminders for me, information radiators. I'm using this thing, right? This is not I'm loyal to you, I'm loyal to myself. That's why we're kept. That I'm loyal to myself, to my goal, to my passion, to my obsession. If I'm not loyal to myself, how can I be loyal to you? That is my mentality. The first priority is myself, right? This is information radiators, giving information throughout the projects. Similarly, in every single project, we use different types of information radiator. One way or another, we use them. The most simplest and the most used information radiator is task board. Task board is a simple board written like this: to do, in progress, testing, completed, accepted, something like that. Or let's say accepted, completed, something like that. Just showing you the status. For civil people, you have a status showing number of days without accident, number of concrete done, how much concrete done, how much tensile strength fail. For mechanical engineers, you have, like, if you're in maintenance, how much, like, last maintenance of a machine when it was done, right? Uh, you also have drawings placed there, things of those nature. Okay, things of those nature. All those things are there. You don't need to remember, Ankit, what is on the sheet. Try to understand. Okay. It can, task board can be anyone. It just anything, just showing your status of your progress. This is your task board. This is your task board. This is the task. I can check the status. Okay, Ali Asfar done this, Said done this, Aisha done this, Asmat haven't done anything, Mohsin Zaman haven't done anything, Kashif Iqbal haven't done anything, Numan Salim, like straightforward. Arzu haven't done anything, Asra haven't done anything. Like, I can go into that thing. Clearly, information ready. And everyone else can see too. The benefit will be, now when one of you will be doing all the topics question immediately in it, you will not ask, sir, how did he clear PMV before me? You have an information radiator in front of you. As Hassan Trimji said, Said is leading the group. Yugesh haven't updated the status. Yugesh is always also leading. He has done stakeholder communication. Yugesh team was completed. Okay, team and agile. So he also is leading the group. Update the tracker, Yugesh. Okay, so he's also leading that. So that's, now you will know. Okay, now Rakesh says, okay, I only have done one topic, right? So just put in the context here, right? And I haven't done any topic. You will know that. Then, as you work, this will motivate you work into that way, right? So this is another way to look into that point of view. Everyone have their own journeys. For example, now people in US and Canada, if they haven't done anything by Tuesday, I'm gonna call them and I'm gonna yell at them because on Monday they have a holiday, right? There is no reason no to do. For example, in the morning, Ankit, I messaged to Ankit and Ankit told me, sir, I was not able to do this thing. I said, okay, but tomorrow, today class will end at 4. You have time, then tomorrow is also holiday. Don't give me any excuse by then. Ankit lives nearby, near to me. So, right, even I can go and grab him. Why you are not studying, right? So everything will be into that way. Information radiator. The point is information radiator. This is task board. Acha. So Ankit, this is the task board. Then we made another board, specific board that actually limits, that identifies where is the problem. Okay. Where is the problem among them? Where is the problem? Where is the bottleneck? Like, task board does give you the information, does give you a status, but it does not give you where is the bottleneck, where I am having problem, right? Where I am having problem. So we made an board that is called as Kanban board. It is based on Japanese terminology that I want to focus how much work can be done. I want to focus how much things can be done, right? How much work can be done, how much things can be completed. For example, how it came, Japanese have a uh, garden. What they do, they gave a, when you entered, they gave you a key. When you come out, they take that key away, right? They take that key away. So they were actually controlling how many people are going inside, how many, it was just used to calculate how many people were going inside, how many people are coming outside. They were counting it. This is one of the way what we do that. In this way, we can actually identify the bottleneck where we are having pain, where we are having problem, the bottleneck, right? Which area is stopping us? Those weak link in chain. You know that, na? The chain is as good as its weakest link because it will break from there. Yes or no? Your health is as good as any of your body organs, any of your body organs, right? So, what the purpose of Kanban is to identify the bottleneck. Ideally, what do we want? Flow, continuously pull system. Continuously, we have the work never stops. That's what we want. Na? Let's say you go to a McDonald's. What happened? One of the biggest thing about McDonald's is it is continuously moving. They displayed a chart. They display a chart that's an information radiator. That's information read. Last night I specifically went to McDonald's to make this Kanban video, but it was raining, so I was the only person, so I did not make the video. I will send the old one. So the purpose of Kanban board, how it becomes step by step, we limit how much work can be done here. Let me show you. So let's say same board we use to do in progress, testing, accepted, completed. Let's say there are 10 user stories. Okay. There are 10 user stories. 6, 7, 8, 10 user stories. I have two person who can work at time, two person who can test, and two person who can accept. Okay. So I have 6 team members. I divided equally. So these user stories first go here. A, B, A, B. So A, B comes here. He started working on them. When he completes A went here, C come here. Okay. When it completed B, B went here, D comes here. A is done there and A comes here. Let's say C is completed here. Okay. Now E comes here. Let's say D is completed, but this B and C is not tested here. So where do we have a problem? Now this person, these two person will sit idly. Where the work has stopped suddenly. Where the work has suddenly stopped. At testing phase, it stopped overworked. This is a bottleneck. I need to work on this. Whatever the problem is, I need to work into that. It can also happen. It is testing quickly. These people are unable to complete the story quickly. Then in progress will have bottleneck. We are pulling the user story, and our goal is to build a flow that work never stops. Who set this story points? Who set this limit? This is called work in progress limit. That limit we set onto it. Team set is team test it, like where we can build the flow into it. It is possible they review their flow and they say, okay, we only need tester, we need 3 people in progress and 2 people in that area. In this way they keep on checking unless they build a flow that work never stops. Okay, so Kanban helps you to build a flow. It identify the bottlenecks, right? It identify the bottlenecks. It identify how we work in the best possible way, right? For example, why I say 2 hours, study 2 hours. I have identified when you study 2 hours, it's not very less that you don't complete any task. It is not too much that you are burned out. You have 2 hours, like you complete a task, it gives you motivation. Why I sent 3 minutes video? You complete a task, you feel happy, right? You feel happy, I am done. That gives you motivation, and then the next topic, then the next topic, then the next topic. So 2 hours is a good stage, but if you can give 4 hours, it's perfectly best. Okay. So Kanban board, is it clear to everybody? It is built on the work in progress limit. Okay, it is built on the work in progress limit. Another thing that Kanban can help us It can help us to, like in agile we have lean, that lean is all about waste removal. It can also help us to remove the waste. Yes, Ransi.
Sir,
Hmm.
if yes, if B and C task in the testing process, and if there is some bug or just like that, so it will be go back in the
Whatever is the technical thing will happen. The problem is because of that side, na?
uh
That the if the testing thing find that there's a bug and they go back to in progress, right?
mm-hmm.
Then the problem was from their side, na? That is a bottleneck, na?
Yeah, but in the process area, there are two like developers, and two task will be assigned over there. So if testing task will go back to there, so it automatically remove one from that uh, progress chart.
Yes, it will move
Okay.
in that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. G. So this is how we move it along the way. The purpose is to identify. The purpose is to identify. Okay. Guys, why you want to see the board again and again? Try to understand. Don't try to write what I am writing everything. Try to understand this thing. I will change the board next time, Usman. Try to understand the board, what the purpose is here. Right? I'm showing it, but try to understand it. So, where is this? Yes. Okay. So this is Kanban board for you. This is total time when a user story was requested to the time the user story was completed. We called it lead time. To understand this thing, time when you went to the McDonald's and ordered the food, when you went to the McDonald's and ordered the food, to the time your food was delivered. This is called lead time. Okay? This is called lead time. This is called lead time. Time the team actually started working on it. It's not that, na? It's not that the people immediately start working on your work. Muhammad Usman, it is possible, na? That when you go to McDonald's, other orders are in line. Normally, I go to McDonald's already. There are 7 to 8 orders. They are doing it. Yesterday, I went, like there was no other order. I came back in a minute. Right? So the time the team actually started working to user story till it was delivered, it is called cycle time. It is called cycle time. Story point is the effort required to complete a user story. Okay, Farhan, it's the effort required to complete. Lead time, this is a different parameter of measuring. You are measuring length and width. They are two different things to measure. Okay, lead time, the user story requested till the user story got completed. There is possibility there are 1,000 user stories, but we do measure the lead point. But cycle time is the time when the team started working to user story till it got completed. Is cycle time. Okay. Now cycle time you can say it is near to story point. Okay. Cycle time is almost near to story point. Okay. But different way of measuring. Again. Okay. Cycle time. Which one is more? Lead time or cycle time? Put in the chat box. Lead time is more or cycle time is more? So we want to reduce both of them, right? Let's say this is 1 hour, this is 20 minutes. The goal is to become as quick as possible. Then another chart, it is burn down chart and burn up chart. So burn down chart is, let's say 2 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 days. Here I am putting story points. Let's say we have to complete 100 story points. We'll make ideal burn down chart. Ideal burn down chart says that I will be completing all the work on day 10. I will be completing all the work on day 10. This is ideal burn down chart. Okay. This will be ideal burn down chart, that I will be able to complete the entire work on time. This is ideally, why that's how we set the sprint goal. Na? Everyone is clear so far? I put days here. Total sprint is 2 weeks, so 10 days, like Saturday, Sunday is normally off. And total, I have to do 100 story points. I just took a number. I should be able to complete the complete work by the last day. Okay. So now, as I move forward, as I move forward from day one, plan. I will start plotting how much work I am doing it. Okay. I will start plotting my work. This will be your actual burn down chart. The purpose is burn down chart is showing you how much work is remaining, how many story points are remaining. Okay. It also shows you, are you ahead of schedule or behind schedule? Okay. So for example, let's say this is point A, this is this is point B, on day 4, this is point C. Exam can ask you on point A, are you ahead of planned work or behind? Are you ahead of planned work or behind? How you will say? Okay, this was planned work. I am exactly on the planned work. So I am on schedule. I am on schedule here. I am on schedule here. On time. What about point B? So for point B, I will extrapolate it. Okay, if I keep on doing at this pace, I will be able to complete quickly. So if I am down in burn down chart, if I am down in burn down chart, it means I am ahead of schedule. I am ahead of schedule. Okay, what about point C? Okay, I'll extrapolate it. I will need more time to complete the work. So at point C, I am behind schedule. This is your burn down chart. This is your burn down chart. Or Minaj, however you want to do, whatever makes sense to you, I'm okay with that. Maybe you are better in algebra or these drawings than me. However you want to say, but this is the easy. This is my way. Am I clear about this? B, how B is ahead? Alishan extrapolated. I extrapolated it, no? You will be able to complete, instead of 10th day, you will be able to complete the work by 9th day. That's why you are ahead of schedule, Alishan. You will be able to complete the work by 9th day. Y-axis we have covered. Y-axis is user stories. Asnan will come to that question. Okay. This is burn down chart. Okay. Now, this is burn up chart. Again, 100 story points. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Adnan, extrapolated yourself how it is behind here. On point B, we are able to complete work before. So if you are able to complete work before, how it is behind here? Adnan Shazad, unmute yourself. How it is behind?
Sorry, got it, sir. Got it. You're right.
Burn up chart. Burn up chart shows how much work you have done as of now. Again, we are planning to complete the entire work by within that time. So similarly, as we move forward, we will plot our work. Okay, where are we moving? Again, exam can ask, let's say I'm putting this point here, A, this point B, this point C. Where are you ahead of schedule? Where are you behind schedule? Anyway, it can ask you. Okay. At point A, what are you? You are on schedule. This is the most simplest to share. This is most simplest to share, right? Now, Kishore, it is opposite. Ahmad, what is not clear to you? Unmute yourself and ask what is not clear to you.
Sir, for example, if we can do like 50
What
story
is
points.
first thing? What is yeah? You can put 100 story points, 50 story points, whatever you want to put. What is not clear to you? First, tell me that thing. जी अहमद साहब. Ahmed sir, what is not clear here? I'm unable to hear you. Sorry, your voice is not coming. Ahmed, you muted yourself here. Ahmed here, brother. So this is burn up chart. This is burn up chart. Okay. So point A is it is showing it is on schedule, right? It is on schedule. Point B. Point B extrapolated. Extrapolated. What does it shows? Point B extrapolated. What does it shows? Point B will show you can complete more tasks in the same time. Instead of 100, before reaching 10, you can do more tasks. It is ahead of schedule. Point C will show you will not be able to complete. It is behind schedule. I'm gonna ask you one time for everybody. I'm gonna ask you one time, do this by yourself. Make the chart by your hand, okay? And then ask the question. Because when I'm drawing it, you will know this will this way, this make it by your hand. Okay, once you make it by your hand, you will be able to make it understand. Yes, Kishore.
So, so one up chart means how the work is done, and one down chart
No,
means
how much, but not how much our work is done.
how much
How much work has been completed? This is you are
Okay.
moving up, burn up. How much work is remaining? That is burned down. Okay.
Okay. So here, just I like to understand the difference. Like, so why we have to create like both the chart? Like, if we are in a project or something, then why we have to create both the chart? Because one chart can be opposite and one chart is like similar, right? Like, so why we need to do both of
Some
them?
people prefer some work differently.
Okay.
Some people prefer different work in a different way. Some people want to see how much work is remaining. It works in a both way, right?
Okay.
For example, when you are going someplace, you want to see when I will reach there,
Mhm.
how much is done. Sometimes you want to see how much is. You can use both the same way. There is no much difference in them.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure. But in either one chart being prepared, yes, some people use both of them. It's okay, Vishnu. They can use both of them. They can use one of them. Both means the same.
No, this chart is provided to the client, or it's a team chart here.
It's the information radiator. In Agile, we don't provide anything. You want to discuss, come. You can come and see the information radiators. Okay, it's a progress sharing. It's visually appealing and satisfied, right? 100% Amjad. That's why in cricket or in sports they use that. That's why in sports they use that. How much work is done? How much work is done? How much work is remaining? Right? How much work is done? How much work is remaining? Okay, this is burn up, done. Okay, okay. So this is burn up, burn down chart. Anyone has any confusion in them? Okay. Now comes the last thing in that we need to do. One thing I want to say, guys, remember whenever we discuss definition of done, right? We discuss definition of done, we discuss acceptance criteria, which mean we have already done test how things will be done. So when in agile we are working in test driven development. It is sometimes known as TDD, test TDDD, test driven development. First, you actually know that how your end stage will look like. How your end stage will look like. Test driven development. Okay. Now, unless something is completed, it will fail. I called it red. When something is pass, okay, this is according to the definition of done, I will say green. Okay. Whenever you are making a document, let's say you are making an assignment, let's say you need to submit a presentation, what do? First it is red, you are unable to complete, then it becomes green, you have completed it, then you do the third thing, you standardized it, you make the font are right, grammar is right, etc, etc, etc. For example, today I write a success journey of Trimji Vikas. Yesterday we recorded his success journey, so I wrote his journey. First I write down the post, I'm not thinking about grammar, my head is down, I'm typing because I don't type from AI. LinkedIn or other, everyone has AI, so they capture it and then it just does not go well, the post. I write it down, I'm not caring about grammar, and I know my spellings are horrible. Very true. Then I use Grammarly to make the grammar right. Okay. Then I use Grammarly to grip. But I am doing it red. Once it is completed green, the third part where I am doing it is called refactoring. Refactoring. Now, Asad, if I use ChatGPT, AI will catch it. When you do a lot of posts, as I do, you will understand LinkedIn has its AI, every AI catches. Now even TikTok is closed, otherwise TikTok and Instagram was showing it written or made by AI. So they are doing that access so that we know what is the original content. They are working into that, right? This is called refactoring. Refactoring. Okay. Story points. What was story points, Vishnu? What was story point?
It is the time required to complete one user story.
And what is velocity?
It is a time taken the many user stories to do one what is that one sprint.
Okay. Now question comes, how do we calculate it? How do we calculate these story points? There are three ways to calculate the story points. Okay. There are three ways to calculate this story point. One is ideal odds. We will simply assume that one story point is equal to 1 hour. End of story. If it takes 5 hours, it is five story point. This is the most used and most easiest way. Most used and most easiest way. Okay. And then other is basically, you see, we are using research and development work. We actually don't know how much time it will take. We actually don't know. We use comparison analysis by comparing it. Okay, this is a small user story. This is a medium user story. This is large. This is very large. Right? That is called affinity estimation. This is called affinity estimation. That is called affinity estimation. Comparison analysis, affinity estimation. Clear to everybody? This will be affinity small user story. Okay, this is a small user story. This is a medium. This is large. Who defines it is small? Team. Now, it is not exactly known how much the small one will take time, but it will take less time than the medium, than the large. Just to give you an analysis on that, put in the chat box which brand shirt you are wearing. If it's not a brand, just put from which store you bought it. Put it in the chat box. Then I'm going to ask the next question after this. Okay, iron gear. What size are you wearing? Puma, Nike, Levi's. Now the large XXL of one organization is different from other, right? This is affinity estimation. They define what their large will be. Okay. The third one, the third technique, and this is only used in research and development, affinity. is based on mathematical model. If you remember, we discussed Fibonacci series. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. It assumes as we move forward, the work become exponentially difficult. Okay, Fibonacci series. Now the problem is that every team calculate their story point themselves, and you cannot compare the velocity of two teams because what they are assigning story point is according to their understanding. They are expert. So I cannot compare velocity of one team with another. I cannot compare that. But at least that team must have an agreement on that. How much story point it will be. How much story point it will be and how the story point will cover. Okay? How much story point will it be and how much it will cover. So in order to understand that, in order to get a consensus, we do a consensus building meeting in which the team will sit together in a circle and we will ask them, why do you think these many story points? For example, for example, I love to ask this thing. I want to have a coffee. How many story points it will be? Put in the chat box. I want to have a cup of coffee. How many story points? Given numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.1. No, from 1, Varun. Okay. Kishore, put in the chat box. Why did you said 5? Farhan, why did you said 5? Jangir, unmute yourself.
10
Jang
minutes, I said.
no, no,
I
or
said 10
one.
minutes.
No, no, not minutes. 1 is 1 hour, 2 is 2 hour, 3 hour. Okay.
So it
Now,
will be 1 hour.
okay. Guys, many people have watched the video of Agile, so they started asking the question, which coffee you want? I did not said I want which coffee, right? Which coffee? Which type? You need to ask the question. Okay, now let me make it. I want a hot coffee, Starbucks. Okay, now how much effort it will take? 3. Ankit, why 3? 2.
You want a coffee, you want it from Starbucks, you
Mhm.
want it from
So 4 means how the effort is a lot. Why? I can't order it. I can go on Uber it. Like you know that, na Starbucks like 10 minutes away.
yeah.
So how why? I can go to Walmart since we live nearby. That is there. There are two coffee shops. Or I can get it delivered there. He never ask, take away or dine in. You will be going, the place will be coming, or coffee will be coming to you. Got my point? Guys, are you getting the point? Here, Scrum Master sit in a circle team, sit in the center team, sit in a circle. We go through each user story to understand the challenges, to understand the risk in it. Okay, now let me make it this thing. Starbucks is 5 minutes away from me. I will go there. I will buy the coffee. I want caramel macchiato, tall, hot, and I have my own car. How much time it will take? How much story points? Now put in the chat box. It will be interesting. Good. How many people are in line? Yeah, it's snowing. Is it rain? Is the wet? Like we keep on going into that unless we understand the user story and everybody agreed. Right? This is the point. This is called planning poker. This is called planning poker. So that's majority things of agile that we need to use. Okay, now we have our effort, these things. One thing, yes, we ask question to clarify for answer. One thing in agile, you will see the term spike. Spike. Spike is basically used to work on risk. It is used on work on risk. The time set aside which we don't do any work, we only work on risk in it. Okay. Actually, at the start of the project, we have a big spike. It is known as architectural spike or proof of concept. Before actually starting the work, we check is it even possible to do that or not? Do I have the tools to do the work or not? Do I have all the tools to do the work or not? Okay. architectural spike. This is called as architectural spike. Okay, architectural spike. Clear to everybody? Refactoring, Saurabh, is basically like editing, font doing, like grooming. Okay, it's basically refactoring. So this is entire agile. Anyone has any question in agile now? Four values, 12 principles, Scrum. That's it. Like 5 events, 3 roles, 3 documents, nothing else. Burn up. Architectural spike is a time where you put aside to see the proof of concept. Can we even do that or not? Right? For example, you want to go to a trip. Like I want to go to Niagara Falls in the month of May. Can I actually go that? Do I have permissions for that? Can I even drive to that area? Is it even safe to do that? All those things. It is proof of concept. Is it even possible? Okay. Who is the owner of user stories? A product owner is the owner of a user story. He is owner of product backlog. He is owner of that. Okay, Ankit. This is burn down chart, burn up chart. That is burn down chart. But please make your own burn up burn. I will send this. I did not send this yesterday because I wanted to send the one agile page entire for you, for your notes. I'll actually send it in. Who's the responsible for project failure? Project failure, if it is responsible because of value, means we delivered something and that was not valuable, and that is product owner. If we are unable to complete the project, then team. I told you, Scrum Master job is good. You are never at failure. But the productive project is entirely opposite. You are, whoever does bad thing, it's your problem. There is no Scrum grooming. It is product backlog grooming. And see, product backlog grooming is basically where team, it is the part of sprint review where team comes and we basically reprioritize the product backlog. Guys, give me a minute. Let's watch a video. Okay, let's watch a good video that will revise the entire agile one time for you so that it will give you the entire vision of that. Okay, first we watch PMI video, then we watched my videos, and you tell me which one is better. No, don't tell me. I know there is better. I don't know. I just like competition. Okay, one second.
The word iterate.
You can hear that now? Okay.
It comes from the Latin iterare, meaning to repeat. Thus, an iterative way of working repeats itself over and over, optimizing itself each time it does. In an iterative process, work flows into the product backlog from minimum business increments and from the release roadmap. The product backlog is where the team collects all the work flowing to the team. The product owner prioritizes the product backlog, signaling to the team what work is the most important. At the start of each iteration, the team pulls the work they plan to do from the product backlog into the iteration backlog. This is a key point. The team pulls the amount of work it thinks it can get done during the iteration, not the product owner, team manager, or stakeholders. The iteration is the time box around the team's work. The team starts with the iteration planning and ends with the iteration review. Agile teams usually choose between an iteration length of 1 to 4 weeks, with 2 weeks being the most common choice. Regularly, the team meets for a coordination meeting, also called a stand-up or scrum. The stand-up helps the team coordinate and work in a quick and informal way. The iteration review ends the iteration. This review has 2 parts. It reviews the product and solution built in the iteration and the process, how the team worked together, and what got in their way. In the demo, the team showcases what they accomplished in the iteration. The demo focuses on value delivered and feedback from stakeholders. In the retrospective, the team takes time away from their busy schedule to reflect on how they worked together in the iteration. What aspects made them go faster and be successful? What aspects got in their way of reaching their goals? The team looks both internally, inside the team, and externally, outside the team. The team also lays out a plan to fix some of the points that got in their way during the next iteration. When an iteration is complete, we go back and start over with the iteration planning and pulling work from product backlog into the iteration backlog during the next planning. The agile iterative process contains a series of artifacts and ceremonies. Artifacts are the objects produced within an iteration. Ceremonies are activities that take place during an iteration. For example, the product backlog is an artifact. It's the complete list of work required to create the product. It collects all the work flowing to the team. The iteration backlog is another artifact. That's the list of work to be completed in the current iteration, and it's supposed to be done in the order determined by the team. There are a couple more artifacts that aren't shown on our diagram. User stories capture a description of a feature from an end-user perspective. A user story describes the type of user, what they want, and why. A burn-down chart is a graphic representation of how quickly the team is working through user stories. We actually touched on most of the ceremonies earlier. These include iteration planning, the coordination meeting, the iteration.
Okay, so this is clear. I guess now with the revision, now it feels more easy, little bit more understanding what is happening. I told you, agile take a time and then it will work by that. Story points and velocity defined by theme. How much effort it will take, it is defined by team. Which is most important thing to do, that is defined by product owner. Okay. Moscow, you can use Moscow technique, Usman, or 100 point. Both purposes prioritization technique, whatever you want to use, right? Whatever the technique you feel is easy, you can use that technique. Okay, guys. I will. Can you give summary about 3 ways to calculate? Kishore, 3 ways are affinity estimation, where we do a comparison analysis, Fibonacci series, where we add the previous number as we move forward, or ideal or simply how many hours it will take. Okay, so let's make a mind map of this the entire agile. Try to make it. I saw some people have made good mind maps today. Yesterday I said about Ahmed making colorful mind maps. So today I saw many people have done it. So I'm very happy to see that now we are getting better mind maps and we are getting better. So let's see how you guys do. I'm giving you 10 minutes. Make the mind map of entire agile. Okay. I'm giving 4 to 5 breakout room. Please join the breakout room. Ji guys, so how was the mind map exercise? Did it reinforce the agile thing? That is very critical. Asmat Ali, you haven't done topics. I'm looking at the trackers. So Asmat Saab and everyone else who has done topics, please start. Okay, team one, mute yourself, please. Ankit? Okay. Ali Khan, Asra, Snayan, Aisha, Naveen, Varun, these people. Team one, please share your mind map. Ji, who is sharing from team one?
Yeah, I will share it.
Please. Make it small, yaar. Acha. Ji, please quickly explain.
Okay. Sir, in Agile, we have framework. First of all, we have a framework of Agile. Scrum, XP, Lean, Crystal. In Scrum, we have 5 ceremonies: sprint planning, sprint review, daily stand-up, sprint retrospective. In sprint review, we have demo, product grooming. In daily stand-up, we have 3 questions: what you have did yesterday, what will you do today, any problem, and it will be 15 minutes meeting. In sprint retrospective, we have 5 stages: set that stage, gather data, generate insight, lesson learned, close the retrospective. Similarly, we have three artifacts: product backlog, sprint backlog, product increment. There are three roles in
Asnan,
the Scrum: product
Asnan,
owner,
daily,
development team.
Asnan, yeah, daily stand-up should come
Yes.
above sprint review because daily stand-up is a daily
Okay.
thing. Okay, you can change it later.
Okay, sir. It's
Okay,
done.
that's good.
It
Next.
is changed. Okay. Okay. Well, if we talk about the three roles, then first role is product within between Scrum Master and there is development team.
Mhm,
So if we talk about the planning process, first we have vision, roadmap, release, iteration, and daily stand-up.
mhm.
There are 12 principles: satisfy the customer, welcome
Okay,
change, deliver frequently, work
move
together.
move forward. Principles. Okay, well,
Okay. We have four values: customer collaboration, our contract negotiation; individual and interaction, our processes and tools; respond to the change, our following the plan; working software, our comprehensive documentation.
information.
Similarly, we have terminologies, story point, the time and effort required to complete
No,
a user
what
story is
is
known as
written?
story
Only
point.
explain that thing. Okay, okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Where is information radiator? Information radiator.
Information radiator is there.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Information radiator, burn up chart, burn down chart, task board, and Kanban board. Burn up
Extreme.
chart for how much.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Hasnan. Great job. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it.
Okay,
Hasnan,
thank you.
can you
Thank
convert it into PDF? This one.
you. Yes, sir.
Send it in the group. Okay. Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay. G, next team. Awesome job. Loved it, Hasnan. Great job.
Thank
Covered majority of the things in it, so loved it. G. Next team, Anjali, Ankit, Asad, Ijaz, Ghulam Jilani, Hamza, Mohsin, Kashif, Pooja, Yasir. G.
Can you see my screen, please?
I can see. Please explain.
Right. So first of all, forgive our agility here because this was
I like the word you use.
yes.
Okay, go ahead. Explain.
So agile, we have four values.
Okay.
I don't need to go through the
No,
values,
no.
right?
Yes, yes. Okay.
We have 12 principles. There are three roles. Uh, During the
Scrum Master,
drafting,
development team,
product
product owner.
product owner went away during the drafting somewhere, but it's product owner, Scrum Master, and development team.
Okay.
Then there is then we have Scrum, which is the which has further subdivisions, that is rolling wave planning, which is vision, roadmap, release, sprint,
Okay. Continue.
daily stand up.
Mm-hmm.
We have documentation under Scrum, which is product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increment. Then we have sprint. Uh, Under sprint, we have sprint planning, daily stand up, review, and review comes with demo and grooming. So if we feel that the product is ready, then we send it for demo. If it is accepted by the client, if it is successful, it goes to product increment. If it is unsuccessful, goes back to product backlog. Then we have if we send it to grooming under the review, then we do a retrospective and we set a meeting and tell everyone the purpose of being there. We gather the data, generate insight to see what went well and what did not went well, decide what needs to be improved, and conclude with thanks and action items.
Okay.
Then we have team. Team should be co-located,
Good.
100% dedicated. They
That's
should be T-type.
Hasnan also had that thing in your mind map that age like agile when the project should be agile plus in addition to that the team should be co-located those basic concept. You did not mention information radiators, right? Though
Sir,
add them.
time was the
Who add them?
limitation. Yes,
Who add
sure
them?
thing. Sure. We will.
Good mind map.
So
Very
that would be it from our side. Thank you.
good. Okay, sure. Next team, team 3. Ji, team 3. Where's team 3? Ahmed, Ali, Datta, Hafran, Rakesh, Said, Saif, Trimzi, Vikas, Osman. Team 3, please. Team 3. Ji, who made the mind map from team 3?
Sir, I'll share the screen.
Please.
For agile, we have planning. In the planning, we have product vision, the product roadmap, the iteration planning, the release planning, and the daily stand-up.
Okay.
After that, we have the 4 values that we have discussed. They are included over here. Then I have mentioned all the 12 principles
Good.
in keywords.
Okay.
Then if we go in further detail, then we have the Scrum framework. In the Scrum, we have 3 important roles. That is the product owner, the development team, the Scrum master.
Mm.
And then we have events in Scrum framework. That is sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review. Sprint review is further categorized into demo and grooming. Grooming is basically refactoring. Sprint retroscopy has 5 stages, as discussed. In first stage, we set the stage, we gather data, we generate insight, we decide on the improvements, and then we close it. And the 3 important artifacts: the product increment, the product backlog, and the sprint backlog. For prioritization of the backlog, we have Moscow and Invest. Then the other things that we have studied now, the information radiators. It is divided into task board, the burn up chart, the burn down chart, the Kanban board, which indicates the lead time, the cycle time, and the story point calculation techniques. We have ideal hours, affinity estimation, which is divided into simple, small, medium, large, extra large, 100 points technique, Fibonacci series, and planning poker. And then we have the spike, the architectural spike, which is the
Beautiful.
proof of
Beautiful mind map.
and the risk spike.
Loved it. Loved it. Awesome, Said. Loved it. Do share it in the group also. Thank you, Said. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Group 4, Farhan, Kalawin, Ansari, Azam, Rinsi, Shabazz, Saurav, Swaplil, Kamar, Naman Ghaffar. Ji.
Sorry, I was on mute. Starting with the concept that the scope is not fixed, it's a time boxed and focus on the important thing first. And whatever is delivered, it should work. And the core is the 4 values discussed. I'm not going to repeat it. And the 12 principles, we have listed them down here. Then we have 3 roles. That's a development team, product owner, and scrum master. And we have 3 documents or artifacts with a product increment, product backlog, and the sprint backlog. So we branched out the user stories for the product backlog because this is part of the product backlog. So in order to do the estimation of the user stories, we have IDLRs, affinity estimation, and phenolic series. And we also sort of like map the story points here. And we also try to capture the prioritization, so that can be done by Moscow technique or the 100 points technique. I think I forgot the tank poker to be listed here. Then we go to the 5 events. The first one is sprint. So velocity is mapped here. Second is sprint planning, daily stand-up. The review is like demo, product backlog grooming, definition of done, definition of ready, acceptance criteria is also mapped here. In the retrospective, set the stage, gather the data, generate the insight, define the improvements, and then adjourn. And in the information radiators, we have like task boards, which provides you the status. Kanban is to identify the bottlenecks or the issues of the cycle. I think that was a cycle point. Cycle point and lead time we sort of listed here, and burn down charts and burn up charts, like how much is left and how much is accomplished. That is pretty much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Last team. Adnan, Asmat, Bhavit, Fahim, Jangir, Kishore, Naman, Vishnu, Kudrat. Who make it?
I'm sure.
Hmm.
So agile first, we will go for the factors. What are the factors? Two-factor requirement is scope with the fixed and delivery one time and progressive. Then type of project, productive, change driven or adaptive and hybrid project. That will be the productive plus agile. Then we have the four values, then 12 principles. And the another side we will go, we have planning, agile planning, and then vision, roadmap, release, iteration or sprint or daily stand-up. Then three documents, what we are using, product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increment. Then we have the events, sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, sprint retrospective. Sprint, I have subdivided sprint point and sprint velocity. A sprint point will be time required to complete user stories decided by development team. That will be ideal hours, affinity estimation, and Fibonacci series. How to calculate. Then sprint velocity, number of user stories can be done in one sprint, decided by development team. Daily stand-up, 15 minutes meeting, what we have done yesterday, what to do today, and any problems that we need to discuss. Then sprint review have demo and product backlog grooming, reprioritizing product backlog. Then we have three roles. That three roles will come under the sponsor, project owner, scrum master, and development team. Then definition of ready, tools to complete the sprint, definition of done, that development team checklist, and acceptance criteria, PO checklist. Then we have information editor, the task board, Kanban, burn up chart, burn down chart, and then the risk, what we have discussed today, spike and architectural spike,
Good
proof
job.
of concept.
Good job. Good job. Very well done, all the teams. I'm really happy with the mind maps. Every single team has made, all of them has done very so from last 3 days we have come so far from where horrible mind maps to such beautiful mind maps, and we are just getting started. Let's have a 10-minute break, and then we will talk about the most important, like not most important, my love topic, risk. Let's have a 10-minute break.